nerds, my name is Nikki and... Sorry. Just a moment. I gotta go catch them all. So I've gathered you all here today to talk to you both as a budding creator and as a fan myself about Authorial Intent. Fun fact, I am an author. I write things, that's what I do. Proof in the description. Right now, actually, I'm fast-tracking my novel in progress. It's a paranormal murder mystery, it's got a lot of monsters and angst in it, and it's not Hunger Games. It's not. Like, they're not... Please stop saying it's Hunger Games, because they're not even that similar. Like, that's not a burn on Hunger Games, it's a burn on me. If it were Hunger Games, that'd mean I'm actually decent at what I do. So I've been having a lot of fun showing my first draft to a lot of my friends, and they've been having a lot of fun guessing at the mystery aspect of it, saying like, I bet it was that guy, and that one's not gonna die, and me being like, yeah, don't get too attached to that one. And recently, I spent a lot of time pounding out the big reveal, and as I was getting started, I got ready. I put my fingers to the keys. This was going to answer everything. It was going to blow everyone out of the water. And I realized I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to prove my friends wrong. They were having so much fun and they were so excited about their choice. I didn't want to take that away from them. And that is when I realized what a hand fans have in bringing a world to life. Sure, it's the creator who comes up with it, but it's the fans that take it and run. For instance, let's take a look at Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I feel like a lot of you know this game, maybe, somehow. If not, the general premise is that you are a night guard working at an arcade pizzeria and you have to defend yourself against killer, possibly haunted animatronics until the end of your shift. In 2014, this game exploded on the internet, and to this day, the name still carries a lot of weight. And why is that? The fan community. It's not just that people played the game and enjoyed it, it's that they played the game and invested in it, reshaped it, made it their own. They took a sitting simulator and turned it into a massive conspiracy theory. The whole tragic backstory that gets people hooked on these games is entirely fan-created. The creator of these games leaves the story so completely ambiguous. Even when I was describing it earlier, I said that the enemies that you go up against are possibly haunted, because while the internet has accepted this as fact, it's never explicitly stated in the games. Literally, the only thing that these games give you are that you are a night guard, you are working at an arcade pizzeria, and these things are trying to kill you. Sure, every once in a while the creator will pop online to say so-and-so came close to getting the story right, but really, the story's created by us. Did any of you remember a couple of years ago when the creator of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, came out saying that if she had the chance, she'd have Hermione end up with Harry instead of Ron? Remember how ticked everyone got? Now, she had good reason to do this. She cited specific places that prove that Hermione was more compatible with Harry than she was with Ron. And, after all, who knows better than their creator? But the community lashed out at her because their headcanon no longer aligned with hers. The story didn't just belong to her anymore. Now let's talk for a moment about that term I just used. Headcanon. What a beautiful term that is. Just because it is, essentially, how we take in our stories. Now, when you read something, when you play something, when you watch something, you aren't usually keeping in mind what the creator intended for that piece. Unless you're studying it for whatever academic reason you may have. And hey, if you are, good on you. But more often than not, when you're digesting a story, you're not seeing it through the author's eyes. You're seeing it through your own. And that is what headcanon is. How you interpret a story given to you. And when this term is used, it's usually used in the context of discussing underlying themes or theories dealing with the particular subject matter that you happen to be discussing. Whether or not you ship Harry and Hermione or Ron and Hermione, that is your headcanon. And a lot of people will use this to create new events within the universe of the story that they like, and that's okay. That's really, really okay. Because when you hear a story, the interpretation of that story belongs to you. And guys, headcanons have created some really awesome stuff. Even C.S. Lewis, by and large considered a master of writing, created something really awesome out of a headcanon of his when he heard the myth of Eros and Psyche and said, nah, that's not how that story should go. I'm talking about Till We Have Faces, just so you know, read it, 'cause it's good. So why even try to get the creator's opinion to begin with? Why do we care what they think? Honestly, while I was writing this script, I couldn't come up with a satisfying answer. At best, I feel like we get some sort of gratification that comes from when our ideas line up with those of the originator, kind of like that aha moment that you get when you call out the villain before a protagonist does in a mystery, you know, like Scooby-Doo. outside of that, it holds very little value, and I think that the case with J.K. Rowling proves that. Is this relevant? I don't know, but it certainly is interesting, to me anyway. But what do you guys think? Does the author's opinion matter? Sound off in the comments below. And while you're at the bottom of the page, consider looking in the description. I got blog, I got stories, I got pictures of food, I got many other ways to waste your time. But also, don't forget as you go through this week that you have a great God, and He is with you every step that you take. Till next time, nerds.